right here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're coming down to PAX Australia from the 4th to the 6th of November, my ugly face is going to be there. If you guys, there's a whole massive schedule that's going to be up on DIBBSGG/PAX. Make sure you check that out. Come on down, say hello, all that really cool stuff. And hopefully we see you guys there. What's up, dudes? It is Tuesday. Welcome back to Filthy Creatures Live. My name is Dibbs. I am joined by the most majestic man out of Missouri, Mr. Arc DK. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, buddy. How are you doing?
Fan-freaking-tastic, dude. We got a whole bunch of news and a whole bunch of things we need to cover. But first, if you guys want to hop on over to, I guess, iTunes, go search up Filthy Creatures Live. We're up on there on iTunes. Also, there is a website going up. But if you head over there right now, filthycreatures.tv/podcast, all the archives are up there with show notes. There's the video link. Then there's also the SoundCloud link as well, so you can pick your poison all over there. So make sure you head over to that side. But yes. What has been going on, man? We haven't done a podcast in like 3 days. 3 days from now. So Mr. RDK was a little bit under the weather. Yeah. How are you feeling?
Oh yeah, it was just a hot salty death all around. I'm feeling pretty good now. Like I basically had to sleep for an entire day.
Ouch.
Before I was feeling any better. I was like I had like laid down Sunday night and then just fucking like died Saturday night, and it basically just died all day Sunday.
Jeez.
There was no living. It was just death. Salty death.
It's weird because like we usually want to go through spats of like that. Like every now and then I'll get that, like say once a month or something, or maybe once every 2 months. It's usually just a case of like I find just get out, go somewhere that's outside and just chill outside for like 5 or 6 hours and then usually come back in and you're like, ah, cool. So whether it's vitamin D or it's just a change of atmosphere or a change of like lighting as well can definitely help. But yeah, that sucks.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure if I walk outside into the sun, I'll burst into flames. But I might try your theory, and if I don't come back, you know why.
We know why. Yeah. If there's a little ash on the ground and Fox gets hold of me and goes, "Yeah, it happened." I'm like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, a little ash in my hat is over top of me. Yeah. So that's all that's left is my middle finger.
That'd be the most comedic thing to leave. Yeah, it happened. Oh shit! Here we go. Oh my god! So let's get started with today. We got a couple of articles to cover. The very first one is from Kotaku. It's big risks don't pay off in last night's league semifinals. You guys that do follow League of Legends, as you guys that don't, there is a massive championship that's going on right now, and basically. One of the teams was talking smack and got called out on it, and it didn't work itself out for him. We can see here. So basically, it turns out that Josh Litzman was right when he trolled League of Legends World Championship audience with his prediction for the semi-final series between Samsung Galaxy and H2K Gaming. H2 what? The panel asked him. H2 Korean teams in finals. So basically, we have two Korean teams. Once yet again, anything that is related to Warcraft, anything that is related to Dota, hand it to the Koreans, man, because they will stomp. They will stomp on the any given day of the week. That's as the age old like jokingly little sort of phrase goes. If you want to be good at esports, man, just be Korean. Not necessarily true for CS:GO, but much so in StarCraft, Dota, and League of Legends.
I find it to be more true with anything that it like deals with multitasking.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I guess CS is just.
I mean, if it's not not even that like massive multitasking, not just like. Whereas CS:GO is one of those individual games where it's just basically a point-and-click adventure game.
Yes, that's what I've always called it. That is what I've always called it. I've always called CS:GO a point-and-click adventure. Because you point it over their heads and click, that's it.
It's use gun on man. Yeah, just man, because I don't think there's any females. I don't mean players. I mean character models.
No, there's only dudes. It's weird. They should.
Yeah. So like this is what I mean. I mean like it's just use gun on man.
Yeah.
So it's a point and click adventure game, but all joking aside, that's more based off your twitches and reflexes. Where like League of Legends are a game similar to it is more about strategy, what equipment to grab first, what to put in where, and then where to push and where to leave off. I mean, it's one of those things: where to defend, where to attack. It's more of a strategy based thing. It's up there. I wouldn't say it's as advanced as StarCraft.
Or Dota.
StarCraft is way. Yeah, I wouldn't say Dota or League or like Dota or League or LOL are nowhere near as advanced as StarCraft. StarCraft is much more demanding when it comes to strategy and building, where those two are kind of based on instincts. Same can be said about CS:GO about instincts, but that's more about reflex and basically muscle memory.
Yes.
So
yes, absolutely. So one is obviously they're all very reactionary type of games, but the amount of strategy that is required, and this is debatable in some circles, but it is entirely true. Also, don't forget that StarCraft is very much a solo game, where CS:GO, League of Legends, anything that's team based is more. Obviously,
StarCraft can't have teams. They can have they have teams too.
They have twos and stuff, but like ideally at its highest echelon, it's basically 1v1. And that's you know the most crazy insane. If you guys have ever watched anything regarding StarCraft or Brood War or any of that sort of stuff, man, those guys are freaking nuts. And I wish I had the computational power in my head to pull that shit off. Man.
As quickly as they can build and get fucking strategy set up, it's ridiculous. I've watched a few videos and.
It's not.
Try to mimic him and see what happens. You're going to be beating your head off the fucking desk. Well, trust me, I've tried. It's not fun.
You got to think as well as like StarCraft is taught in some schools over in Korea. It's not just an esport like as the West is like, oh man, esports, yeah, that's a cool thing. It's actually a massive culture over there. They fill stadiums with people just to go and watch these matches. When oh my god, I'm gonna mug this up. But when the leading Brood War player would his base units, when they would go down, ladies would cry. So like it's not a case of holy crap, okay, yeah, this is cool, this is an esports thing. No, it's a pretty big culture over there, and one I'd love to see replicated everywhere.
Panties are wet and women are throwing themselves. Yeah, dude. It's one of those moments, boys. It's when you come to realize that you are very much in the wrong sport.
It's true.
You are playing all the wrong games. I'm sorry. Sorry.
You want to talk about
talking about all the wrong games, though?
Oh, here we go. Here it is.
So talking about people that are 1v1ers. So in Destiny, a player destroyed the latest raid boss all by himself. That's right. Early Saturday morning, a Destiny player and YouTuber by the name of Scare Drow.
I think it's Scar Drow.
Accomplished Scar Drow, whatever.
What do you call yourself these days?
But anyways, he accomplished the nearly unimaginable. He soloed the final boss in Wrath of the Machine and lived to tell the tale. Now, this is a moment where I don't know whether to applaud or be kind of sad at the lack of skill I've shown while playing this damn thing, but bravo to him. Kudos. Apparently, Destiny, the Bungie is not making a game hard enough.
I don't think it's hard enough. I think these like these sort of challenges. These challenges like sort of pop up, right? Whereas like you'd see a lot of it in World of Warcraft. The similar things that happen in World of Warcraft. A lot of it would either be done by Hunter class because you can kite around. Kiting is basically like hitting a boss, putting some distance between you and them because they have to melee hit you. They have to like essentially come to you. So if you keep baiting them around the room long enough, then they will be able to go down. And also by using things like your pets. Death Knights in Lich King were more famous for doing that type of stuff. I think cheesy mechanics and doing that sort of stuff all comes into play. I think it's he's sort of found like that one thing that all the handful of things to do in the right set of gear and the right balance of stats to be able to pull this stuff off. I think it's a cool thing when people go ahead and do really good feats like this, but these are the type of dudes that like developers need to bring on board. Like I've said this from the start to the finish. The guys that grab the content that you put out and take it on in ways that you wouldn't have even sort of like thought of, they're the guys that you want on your side. They're the guys that, like, when it comes time doing like their next tier of content, they may be the guys you want to bring in. It's like, okay, cool, maybe we can bring in like an achievement or like, you know, some sort of special item or special loot or whatever it is, by getting, you know, by having players solo this boss as well. But, you know, to be able to do it, you know, let the community figure out how exactly that needs to be done. That's a cool community effort. You know, stuff like that really makes games and communities like way more enriched than just been going, yeah, here's the latest content, yeah, have fun. And then you get, like, you know, you get amazing guys like this guy just going in and just like, yeah, cool, I managed to solo it, like, okay, that's cool. But like, if it's more of a community event, then more people get into it, man. I think it's good. Kudos to him, man. Hats off to the guy to be able to pull that off.
I'm super impressed that he was able to do that. It was pretty cool. It's one of those moments where okay, so a lot of folks don't know, I actually was pretty heavy into Destiny when it first came out. I have not been anywhere near as heavy since then, but the very fact that they, like, there's somebody that's out there that's either A, good enough, or B, understands mechanic well enough to be able to slide in there and do this shit by himself, gives me hope as a plebe on the game now to be able to do great golden things. But no, who knows? Who knows? At this point in time, it's one of those, it's pretty cool. But my thing is, it was a warlock, and it was a 399 warlock. It was 399 level, or some shit like
399 light level. Yeah.
That's 399 light level. And his build is basically all set up just to take this guy on. It was one of those moments where he came into the thing ready to go, understanding what he needed to do. He was able to predict where they were going to teleport to, because guess what? Destiny is basically a solo engine on that one. If you run the raid once, guess what's going to happen? You're going to pick up on where he's going to teleport to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom! I know where he's going.
Yep.
So it is all about remembering things and always picking up stuff, but damn it all, if it isn't still impressive.
It is. It really is impressive to see feats like this come through. But it just goes to show, man, that no matter what you do, no matter how hard you make something, someone's gonna try and break it, man. No matter what they do, man, it's gonna be a really cool feat.
Talking about impressive and also cheesing something. So Battlefield 1 medics can't stop stabbing people with syringes.
The Hippocratic Oath requires doctors to commit a code of ethics about saving and protecting life. Chief among its principles is do no harm. World War 1 was hell, though, and so the medics Battlefield 1 can be forgiven for doing such harm, if not more than good. In the latest Battlefield, players utilizing medic class use their syringes not to heal teammates but also waste their opponents. So the YouTuber, it's a Mirage, it's just put together a short video reel above to show how much damage these wartime doctors can actually deal. Naturally, it's been titled putting on a clinic. I think this is great. I mean, this has been a thing, though. This has been a thing in Battlefield for a very, very long time. I go back and I think about let's go 720p. I go back and think about, like, you know, stuff like back to Battlefield 2, more famously 2142. This used to happen a lot. It's a good way. It gives, if anything, it gives the medics a little bit of balance. Like, if you're out on the battlefield and you're like trying to revive all your dudes and an enemy comes towards you, you get your syringe out, are you going to be able to switch to a gun? Hell no. You're going to run straight on with that. You're going to try and run at that dude with the syringe and try and take him out, because yes, it is viable no matter what you're doing. Kind of weird, though, because if you're trying to revive dudes, then how does the syringe know what's on your team and what's not on your team? That's
maybe he's using a different vial for each one. I don't know. Maybe instead of healing, the one does like arsenic or something. I don't know. Like, it's really hard to say, because it's one of those moments. It's like I don't see any difference between the ones, but yeah, you know, whatever. It's cool.
It's cool. Cool. It's like the thing in like Battlefield 1. Like, I was going to go in and make a montage.
I just find it great that they actually sat down and actually took the time to go, you know what? Somebody's going to do it, so we should probably make an effect for it.
Yeah.
If a dumbass guy runs up on you and he happens to use a syringe on you and you're on the other team, it's not going to heal you. Let's make it kill him instead.
Because they're two completely different races, right? putting antibiotics into someone else will kill them. Some weird thing from a different planet.
God. Like, see, for me, it would have been made more sense if like they'd switched the bottles out. Like, so one looks like for healing, and like you actually, whenever you want to use it, you have to actually switch the bottle and just have like it be a button flip or something. You know,
or even if it was like when you inject an enemy player, instead of like it going in, you're pulling it out, like you're sucking blood out of them. That would have been cool, and then the vial fills up with red. You know,
or
and then
you
it
just,
sort of, like,
you could always also instead of having them have a knife, they could just use the syringe as a knife and jam it right in their fucking side of their neck.
True.
Because I mean, you ever seen a World War I syringe? It's not exactly not exactly cheap plastic, boys. It's metal and glass, and like the needle is like this long, with like about that thick, boys. It's like it's about half as thick as my dick, if you know what I'm saying.
Hey.
No, but it's still one of those things. Like if they like change it up where you like basically fling this thing right into some dude's neck. I mean, like it would have been a viable option. But now, no, you're just injecting them with something that apparently heals your teammates. So what? Are you telling me the Germans and like Russians are different or something? Is that
I
what
don't know, man.
here?
I don't know, man. I
Confused.
thought we were all the same people, but that's fine. It's fine. Talking about all the same people. This guy's my dude. I enjoy this guy. I enjoy his music. I love his TV shows. I love Community. I love Atlanta. Donald Glover is going to be young Lando in the Han Solo movie. Yes, it makes 100% sense, right? And it does to me. He's a young dude. He kind of looks like him.
He looks like him. He kind of looks like him, except for his nose is way smash flatter than Lando's.
But also, he looks a lot homeless.
I'm okay with that.
He looks really like all the photos I've seen Donald Glover lately. He looks like he's having a rough time, dude.
Right, he looks like somebody beat him over the head.
Yeah. Oh, he just got.
Maybe he's just getting in character. Maybe he's getting for that.
Maybe.
See, I'm kind of happy for this. Like they're casting like Lando right now, which means hey, who's going to be playing Han Solo? That's my question. They've not announced who's going to be playing Han Solo, and I swear to God, they get somebody stupid like Tatum or something like that to do it. I'll fucking beat them. I'll beat the holy shit out of them.
They have to choose that role really well, and I do like the idea of having people that you do know, and then having like new actors come through and let them pop up.
They got to choose it very well because this. It's essentially, if they choose this guy right, they can sign him on to do several more movies in like a prequel setting, like such as like Rogue One. Not really. Can't really do Rogue One, can he? Because like that's already taken.
That's already done.
But like you can do movies up to like the original three.
Don't forget as well. We still have the Boba Fett movie, so there could be a tie-in. Yeah. That could be a cool tie-in. That's it. I mean, even if it is a one shot, but
it's what's really sad about that, the Boba Fett movie. I like Boba Fett. I think he's a cool character, but I think he's a cool character just as this mysterious kind of character that he is. Whenever they brought in the 1, 2, and 3, and they kind of explained his backstory a little bit, I was just like, I'm not as invested anymore in the character of Boba Fett because he was basically the son of a clone, and his dad got his shit wrecked. So,
and it's really interesting when you look at the entire mythos behind Boba Fett. And Boba Fett.
Like the books were fucking amazing.
Right?
But guess what? Those books don't do.
They're not canon. They're
not canon. They are not worthy to wipe your ass on anymore.
They're not.
Because guess what? They're legacy books now. They're not canon.
For a hero or a villain to be on screen for like 12 seconds or like 30 seconds or some shit, to have such a rabid following is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
Well, he was a cool character. I mean, like he kind of came in out of nowhere. He had his own ship, the Slave One.
Yep.
He was cool looking. He was designed well. He did have 2 different voice actors, which was hilarious. He didn't have that much screen time, as you said. He was like 12 seconds. The most we knew about him is that he worked for some intergalactic crime boss that wanted Han Solo for whatever reason. Later on, you found out it was some kind of debt to a big old fucking slug thing, which.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The only good part that came out of that is we got to see Leia in a bikini, a very, very fucking uncomfortable one, I'm sure. Yay!
Yeah.
Golden chain bikini, because I'm sure that didn't get somebody's willy hard.
Can you imagine being the guy trying to fit that? Like, Trying to like instead of be like, yeah, it's over there, I try it on.
I'm pretty sure they either had a female helper try to get it on and
Yes.
designed it for, or it was a very
Desperate, brooding, post-teen person.
no, feminine dude. I've seen now me. I would have been an asshole. I would have the intern go and do it. Some young intern go and do it. We need you to go help. What is her?
Carrie
what is
Fisher.
the
Carrie
actress
Fisher.
name? Carrie. We need you to go help Miss Fisher into her golden chain bikini, just to watch this young intern be like, what? What do I need to do? You're like, you know that moment, like you get a dog, you have a dog, and the dog gets in trouble, and you yell at him, he gets really big, wide-eyed, and he's like,
Yeah.
what did I do wrong? It's that moment. It's just that, oh my god, I'm gonna do this. It's like, I would love to have been there for that. I wouldn't want to do it personally, because like I know what I would have been like. Been like, hey, what's up, Miss Fisher? She'd be like, what are you here for? I'm like, I'm here to put this on. Wow! Oh, so worth it.
Call the union. Call the union.
Call the union. Call the union. The bitch hit me. But I mean, it's one of those moments. It's like, could you imagine though being there to like have her walk out? And apparently, it was very uncomfortable, and it did not fit. I mean, it fit like it was supposed to when she didn't move.
Yeah.
But when she moved, it. Whoop,
Oh, jeez.
It was one of the. It would be really one of those moments where I'm just like, I don't know how I feel
Just to
about
watch the intern's eyes. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah,
you know what? You know,
like,
if I was her,
super big.
if I was her, I would have played it up too. You know what I mean? Just to like fuck with them. I need someone to come help me out with this. Who's the newest guy on set? You.
Come with me. He'd be like, what am I doing? Where am I going? Why is she leading me by my hand? Am I fucked?
Am I fired? Am I coming back tomorrow?
Am I going to be fired? Am I about to get fucked? What's going on?
Oh my god. Talking about to get fucked, dude. This is the kind of idiot that Congress puts in charge of technology. I'm gonna leave you with this one.
Okay, so this is basically covering the massive cyber attack that basically was taking down popular websites recently. So Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee stopped by Wolf Blizzers,
Blitzer, yeah.
Fucking Situation Room to drop some knowledge about Friday's massive DDoS attack that affected large swaths of the internet. Like we're managed to say a lot of techie sounding things until her time was up. No one walked away feeling smarter. That is bad! When no one walks out of the room going, I feel smarter. Instead they walk out of the room going, what did she say? I mean, like, I know what she said, but I mean, what did she say? So basically, she threw around a bunch of fucking words that actually didn't tell us anything.
Can I read this out? This is the most hilarious statement I've ever read.
Go ahead. Read
Wolf,
it out.
you don't know who is behind this. You don't know if it's foreign or domestic. What I do know is over the years, we have tried to pass data security legislation. There's been a bipartisan agreement in the House. It has not moved forward into the Senate. We also know that a few years ago, we tried to do a bill called SOPA in the House, which required ISPs to some governance on these networks and to block some of the bad actors. Who the fuck are the bad actors? One, right? Who are the bad actors?
If you already know that there's bad actors, here's my question. If you already know there's bad actors, why don't you? Here's the thought. It's a really crazy thought. It's a random thought. I mean, like I just plucked it out of thin air right now, so it might sound kind of nuts to right-wing politicians and shit. But hey, here's a thought. Here is a thought. Okay, you ready for this? Are you fucking ready? Okay.
Yeah.
This is the thought. You know how we spend fucking billions? Or well, it's not billions. It's like a couple $100 million. No, I think it's billions.
It might be.
On military right now. Do you know how much money we spend on there for military? Okay, so how about we take a small portion of that? I'm just spitballing. You take a small portion, like $1 million away from that.
Okay.
And you fucking use that to hunt down the bad fucking actors, and you deal with them.
This has been an old man arc, DK, right?
Is it really that hard of a concept to understand?
Well,
I mean, like, is it? I mean, okay, granted, it is the internet, so it's really hard to fucking find and track people. But guess what? It's not improbable.
It's definitely not improbable. the biggest thing that I
It's a pain in
would
the
see.
ass.
Oh yeah, big time. The resources that we
But
require are
you know
a
what
lot.
you need to you know what you need to do? Just need to hire a couple of hackers. Because guess what? They'll find
them straight away. They probably know half
how
of them.
much you gonna pay? How much you gonna pay me? We're gonna give you 20,000 for each person. You give me a fucking second. 4chan, here I come.
This person. Here's $1 million. Thanks,
Here you
mate.
go. Here's a fucking list. Give me my money.
Sure.
Sign out to my nuts so I can go cash it with them.
So here's a big thing with these guys as well. It's like I don't know whether or not they've looked into a lot of the situations in regards to having like I don't know if you know what a honeypot is. They set up on a server. Just say.
I know what it is. I don't know how it works.
So
but I know
honeypot system basically is where, like, okay, say for example, if I'm hacking a backend, I'm like, I got access to this database server. You think you have access to the database server because it's replicated over to this honeypot.
Okay.
But really,
you're
inside of this honeypot, which is gathering as much information on you as you are as gathering in on it, and every change that you're making isn't doing diddly squat. You don't know about it. You know absolutely a bupkis about it that you're in the honeypot. Why haven't these things been like implemented, like at least like in a lot of? I know it's a costly venture.
Okay, so again, that falls down to we spend. I think like the actual number was like 3.8 million, or maybe it was 3.8 billion on military defense every year. We spend more than all the countries where Allied left put together. Okay. We spend more, I think, by by a couple million. Okay, so that being said, you could take some of that money because the fuck, what are we researching here? How to go to the fucking are we researching how to defend ourselves from aliens or some shit? We just not been told about it because I mean that's what we're fucking doing with that much money. All right, cool. Man, I'm ready for that Halo armor to pop out. I'll lose some weight, dude, and I'll fucking you can shove a tube in my fucking neck, and we'll go to town. We'll be good. We'll be mint. Fuck, dude, if we are spending this on fucking how to make better missiles, guess what, guys? We got the best.
It's true.
We got the best missiles. It's not that hard of a fucking thing. The only thing that's going to take our missiles out are EMPs, and guess what? As long as those missiles still fucking hit somewhere, someone's going to die.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
So, not to sound like an asshole here, but you can literally take about a couple million out and go do any of these things to try to make it better. And everybody's like, oh, but you guys didn't want to pass SOPA. Yeah, fuck you. I don't want my freedom taken away. It's fucking freedom of speech for a reason. It's freedom to do what I want when I want to do it, within reason of the law.
Of course,
but
of course.
If I want to go look up really bad porn, I got to go look up really bad porn. I love me some Asian women titties. I'm just saying. I'm allowed to, okay? If I want to go post up somebody sucks on the internet, guess what? I'm allowed to.
Yep.
What you're not allowed or supposed to do by moral standards is go hack people's personal information or go fuck with a goddamn company that's running an internet website because guess what? You got nothing better to do. You're 14 or you're a fat old bastard in your mom and dad's basement.
True.
And that's all you can do.
That's true.
How about you take those skills? If you can do that, how about you take those skills and how about you go hack ISIS or some shit and like fucking help instead of being a fuckface?
Could you imagine how quickly all that shit would come down if it was concentrated effort? Like holy shit, dude.
My problem. That's always been my problem with fucking Unknown. If you know who I'm talking, Anonymous.
Yeah.
Always been my problem with Anonymous because as much as they talk about doing the right thing, about making sure that we have freedom as a people, they don't fucking attack the real fucking problem. They want to attack companies and shit. Now don't get me wrong, companies are an issue.
Yeah, they are.
Big businessmen are an issue and they need to be taken care of at some point in time. But how about this? How about you take care of the big picture problems first and then deal with the fuckheads?
Then size it down. Because you imagine that, right? Like, because like a lot of that stuff would be stored online, somewhere on a server somewhere. If they get access to it.
Like these guys could hack anybody and blackmail the fuck out of them. I mean, like Anonymous could probably sit down and like find something that Trump shouldn't be doing and fucking blackmail him for it. Though he's so goddamn stupid, he'd probably bull rush through the shit and be like, "You can't threaten me. I'll tell the world I did this." The world will be like, Trump, that's actually kind of bad.
Yeah, but I got
Then
there
again, I
before.
say that. Then again, I say that, and his supporters would be like, "You're awesome for doing it." I'd be like, "Oh my god,
man. You want to talk about some stuff that is not
really
awesome?
bad."
Yeah, really bad. There was a movie that came out a while ago, a musical, as you would, called the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Apparently they're bringing that back. Oh wait, they're not, because the reboot failed because it wasn't live. That is the whole point of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, is that it's actually live.
No. That's not true. That's not true. The one with Tim Curry was not live. That one was so fucking. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, the one with Tim Curry was fucking amazing, hands down. Love it. It's a cult classic. No one can say otherwise because it's been proven it's a cult classic. It's got a cult following. The problem here isn't that it wasn't live. These guys are just dumbasses. Okay, so let me explain to you right here what is wrong with this one. This one has none of the appeal of what made Rocky Horror Picture what it was. It is A, overly sexualized, B, very, well, I mean, like the original.
The original was, and they had like the gender lines are kind of a little bit blurred.
This is really overly stupefied, sexualized.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Wait, so is that Tim Curry in the chair? Is that Tim Curry in the chair?
Yeah, it's Tim Curry in the chair.
Oh my god.
He got signed on for this thing, and he doesn't look happy at all. His face.
He never looks happy. I think he had a stroke. I think he did. Because I saw some photos of him in a wheelchair, and he kind of looks like he's got the drippy face.
Fine. He's fine. He's not going to die anytime soon.
Hopefully
Shut up.
Not. He's hoping not. He won't.
But like it was just really bad. Like they did renditions of they did like remakes of the songs themselves.
You can't do it. You cannot do it.
You can't. It was one of those where everybody was like, it looks and sounded amazing, but the struggle to make make the role her own. What they're talking about is the man thing that was up front. Yeah, yep. I don't even know who the hell that it was. Isn't she like a drag queen?
I think drag. Yeah.
Cox, yep. Yeah. More power to him, or is it her?
Her.
Fuck it. I'm confused. Yeah. I'm confused. I don't know. I have no idea. But like, she couldn't make. No, I'm sorry. She did not have the same presence that Tim Curry did. There's no way to beat the original in that one, and that's the problem. They were trying to outdo the original, and there's just no way. And they didn't take it anywhere. They didn't take it anywhere different. They did the same songs with the same story, which would have been fine if it was a play. Okay, this would have probably made a really great play, and I get where they were saying that it probably was because it probably wasn't live, so it didn't do as well. But here's the thing: the original one with Tim Curry wasn't live, and it did fucking perfectly. It did exactly what it had to do for what it needed to be. This one, they just did a really bad job with it.
The really weird thing here is that Rocky Horror Picture Show has been covered in so many school plays over the years that going in and trying to make a full-scale Hollywood-based production of this, no one will enjoy it. It's the same as when Chicago came out. So yeah, just before Chicago came out, it was sort of like you would see it at some plays. You'd see more famously, especially in primary school plays, you would see stuff like Sweeney Todd, which I thought was a fantastic movie, but some people didn't like it. I actually love that movie. But the fact is that like you have this weird frame of reference to a different version of it immediately with the original, then with these little side productions that you see all the time. Okay, I get that not many people go out and go see school plays and that sort of thing, but like if you've gone through high school, I'm pretty sure you would have like at least gone and see a school play or at least an art house production of Rocky Horror Picture Show, it's a thing that happens, man. Even here, it's a thing that happens. Like whenever I'm like in a major city and there's a Rocky Horror show that's on, then I'll definitely pop my head in and check it out, and it's great because everyone gets into the songs, everyone knows everything about it.
Let's do the time warp.
You know what I mean? And no one gives no fucks about how everyone else is carrying on.
Jump to the rag.
Yeah, everyone's like, right, rule in this, man. But
right, and this is the point of it. That's why it does better live. It's because it has more energy there, and everybody already knows it. And the reason why a lot of people know it isn't actually because of the plays; it's because of the cult classic Rocky Horror Picture Show with Tim Curry. That's a lot of times why it does so well. It's one of those moments where they couldn't capture it. They
No.
couldn't capture it. And
No.
it's saddening, but hey, it's the truth.
What
But-
I would have loved to see, sorry, just quickly, what I would have loved to see out of this
Yeah.
is just give us, if you have to call it Rocky Horror, don't even call it Rocky Horror Picture Show, just call it Rocky Horror, right? And just give us, maybe get some of the people who wrote the original music, maybe get them on board, maybe like
Come in
take
and
it
make new stuff.
yeah, and just take it just take it a little bit away, take it away from the original stuff. So let the original product stand, let the original picture stand, and then take this in a direction that's just a little bit outside of what it is. Maybe there are some similar story beats and stuff that happen in a new version.
Or
of it.
fucking make a new one. Make a new one called Rocky Horror Picture, and just make it like Rocky Horror, and then have it like the Return of Rocky or some shit.
Yeah, like something that's
You gotta
not.
start with you gotta start with a really bad parody of Rocky 1 or like Rocky 2 where he's on the steps, dun 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 dun, dun, but have it be like Rocky and like those like little tight little fucking golden speedo things that he wore, running up and down the stairs going, "I'm here!"
Yes, yes. Absolutely.
Talking about shit that actually is awesome.
Oh yeah.
So the Doctor Strange writers pins. So the Doctor Strange writers pins are gorgeous short film about a fallen angel hunter. Now, this is actually kind of cool. It's kind of like I've heard of angel hunters, but not really fallen angel hunters before as a concept. I'm sure it's already been done. I just haven't seen it anywhere. But apparently they basically sat down. It's I'm not gonna even try to say the dude's name. Dibbs, would you kind of?
Nick Hilbegut. Yeah, Nick Hilbegut.
Okay.
So it would be like Nicholas Begut, basically.
Nicholas Begut. All right. So Mr. Begut has released a short film about a man who hunts and kills fallen angels, and it was basically penned by Doctor Strange writers C. Roberts, Cargill, and apparently it's actually really good. And it's one of those moments where somebody mentions in the article, it's on. Damn, I think it's high time for a Constantine reboot from these guys. Here's my thing. Okay, I don't know if you guys ever watched the Constantine TV show.
That was good. I liked it.
Give me a second. Let me finish. The reason why a lot of people don't like that version of him is because they're used to the Neo version. I don't, and that's the problem. You guys are used to his version of it. Which, no, don't get me wrong. The gentleman is a great actor. Keanu Reeves is a fucking amazing actor.
Don't fuck with him. He's Navy SEAL trained now.
Oh yeah, don't fuck with him. He's Navy SEAL trained. He'll break your balls.
Your balls.
Enjoy that. He's a really great guy. Apparently, really nice dude. Does everything really kind of simple, and he makes a really great actor on certain action films. The problem is Constantine was never supposed to be like Keanu Reeves. Constantine was actually supposed to be like Constantine from the TV show. So, if you guys need to understand is Constantine is supposed to be an asshole. There's the first one. I don't mean your typical asshole. I mean the asshole you don't like. Not the asshole that you're like, oh, you're kind of cool. No, the asshole that is literally there just to fuck with you and you're going to enjoy it. He is one of those guys. He really doesn't ever come off like he cares about anybody. He cares deeply for people, but he doesn't come off like that. First of all, he's British. Second of all, he does have blonde hair. And Keanu Reeves didn't have any of those things. He was much taller than what Constantine was supposed to be. He was a little bit too friendly to people. And it came off as one of those things that was kind of bland for me. Now, a lot of people enjoyed it, which, hey, to each their own. The problem is that is not the Constantine that should have been representative through DC. We actually got to finally see the Constantine that was supposed to represent it through DC, and you all fucking blew it by not watching it.
It was
Way
good.
to go, guys.
No, I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Really good. It was really well done. It was put together well. It was a slow starter, but here's the problem. So was Supernatural. Supernatural was not a fast starter either. Don't get me wrong, there was a lot of action at the beginning, but it didn't really have a concurrent storyline until later on in the seasons.
I think it got them. I think they had to get to halfway through second season for them to get through the Yellow Eye stuff for Supernatural anyway. But that was the direct vibe that I was getting from Constantine. It's like, fuck, this is sick. It's like more of a supernatural type show, but you know, we get these comic book character, we get this comic book character that like has some heritage that's there. It's not sort of like, oh, we're making this up as we go, right? It's a little bit more. There's a little bit more heritage that's there. I thoroughly enjoyed the Constantine TV show. I think it was absolutely amazing.
And that was the problem. It was really good, and like some of the best shows seem for some reason to be the ones that get canceled. Firefly.
Also, if you've ever watched the Dresden Files, if you've ever read the Dresden Files books, if you want
another really great series, though.
Oh my god, dude, such a good series.
I have a problem with the Dresden Files. I have a problem with the Dresden Files. The guy who played Dresden, which if you guys don't know, he is currently the gentleman that is currently playing as
the police chief in Arrow.
Black Canary's father, the police chief in Arrow. Amazing actor, don't get me wrong, but that is not how Dresden looks.
No, definitely
If you actually ever read the books, dude's got long hair, wears fucking like basically like an Indiana Jones hat, and has a trench coat and a hockey stick he carries around. Now, they did have the hockey stick, but they didn't have the trench coat. They didn't have the hat. And dude was not built or had long hair. Now, don't get me wrong. Was Dresden Files, the TV show, still good? Oh, dude, actually, it was pretty fucking badass. I enjoyed it. But that wasn't Dresden. It really was.
No, it wasn't. But I did.
It brought a tear to my eye.
I did enjoy the Dresden Files was a TV show that was like you could just see it was just about to fire off, and then they're like pull the plug, and you're like, are you serious? Are you serious right now? This is getting good, dude. This is getting, and then like, nope, there's no more of this show. And like, oh man, like we would have never.
Back to the subject at hand. So this is like currently Dibbs is playing it for you guys, so you guys can see it a little bit. So it's actually pretty cool, and it's like the society is a dark and foreboding metropolis filled with crime, corruption, grime, and a sense of urban decay. The short is going to attempt to have an audience fill in the blanks with their own metaphysical models, and come to the conclusion themselves. It's not to be heavily handed or loaded with answers. So it keeps you very much guessing. If you guys, as I will let you guys know, if you guys want to watch it, go on the links in the below, click it, go watch it. It's like what? How long? About 6 minutes. It's worth checking.
Yeah, exactly.
It's 6 minutes. It's 6 minutes, and it's awesome. It's pretty cool. It kind of gives you guys something to think about. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. It's not bad. Talking about something that is bad though.
Man, this broke my heart. This broke my heart today.
This I like. So, Deadpool, we all know and love him. So, director Tim Miller quits Deadpool 2 over issues with Ryan Reynolds. Now, here's my problem. As I understand, Ryan Reynolds is an easy guy to get along with, but the issues they actually had was over the movie. See, Deadline is reporting that Deadpool director Tim Miller is leaving the sequel over a series of creative differences with star Ryan Reynolds. What you guys don't understand, or you might understand, is Ryan Reynolds is a huge Deadpool fan. Like, huge. Like, wants to make sure anything he does as Deadpool is 100% accurate to Deadpool. If the first movie wasn't a complete understanding of what he's wanting you guys to do.
Absolutely.
So, Variety confirmed the news with its own source. Miller hadn't signed a formal deal for the next film in the Fox franchise based on the Marvel Comics, but he was reportedly working on the script and getting things moving as planned for 2018 release. So the update on that, though, is according to the Wrap, the pair parted ways because Miller wanted the second film to be more stylized, while Reynolds, a producer on both films, wanted to keep the raunchy, fourth-wall-breaking comedy. Which is what Deadpool is. Yes. So basically, Ryan Reynolds has basically solidified that this is what Deadpool is supposed to be, and Miller is being a dumbass. So I have no qualms about this guy getting the fuck out.
Miller's coming in and going, this needs to be 300.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. This doesn't need to be 300. Okay, there's the issue. It doesn't need to be 300. 300 was good. Don't get me wrong. I liked it. I enjoyed it. But this is Deadpool, guys. This is we want the slapstick, the humor, the raunchy, the fucking foul mouth, merc with a mouth. We don't want an over stylized thing. Now, yes, would it be cool to see some stylized fighting through that? Yeah, I'm okay with like seeing some stylized fighting scenes. I'm not gonna say no to that. But do I want the fucking Deadpool movie to be super stylized? No. And I hope to God Ryan Reynolds makes a fucking huge crack about this in the fucking movie at some point in time.
That would be the most hilarious thing, dude. He probably will slide that into the script and go, let's just try the scene out. I just want to try something out, and then he's gonna go to the editor and go, yeah, we're gonna add that in. That take right there that's the take we're going to use for that scene. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about 20 other ones.
The problem is while Deadpool was definitely a Ryan Reynolds production, Miller was also key in making the film such a massive success, leaking CGI footage in 2014, which was the footage we all got to see. He was the one that basically came up with that. That's why I said the fight scenes. The man makes great fight scenes. He knows how to make amazing fight scenes. Okay, as I said, I have no problem with him making any of the fight scenes up and going with the fight scenes. The issue is you literally have to let Ryan do all the writing for all the comedy and for all the raunchiness as Deadpool, because he is the reason why the character came to life. You could have made all the greatest fight scenes in the world, but if that character did not feel like Deadpool, guess what? We're not gonna like it.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly. You need to be in direct.
The problem is Deadpool. The problem is Deadpool doesn't need stylish fight scenes. It's Deadpool. The guy fights dirty, uses guns, shish kebabs people. Technically, at any point in time, you could just have Deadpool roll up, blow a couple people in the head, and be like, "I'm Deadpool, motherfucker," and out. And we'd be like, "Yeah, that's about right."
Here's a really good thing I just thought of. What if you took the action director behind Daredevil, and put him on the Deadpool movie? Because there was that one scene that still rings in my ears of when he was freeing that kid. The really long fight scene where he gets his ass kicked and he takes like 8 people, and like, a lot of the fight scenes.
Where he falls in the dumpster, the lady heals him, and then he goes back and goes saves the kid.
Yeah.
And he's basically a long hallway, and he just fucking breaks it all down.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, that was actually it was a really good fight scene. You didn't actually have to see a lot of the fighting. That was the issue. Like, you didn't actually see a lot of the fighting. You felt and saw the impact of what he was doing.
Yes.
And that's what the great part with it. I mean, the guy who does Daredevil though it knows what he has to work with, and it's a very limited budget. So he does what he can and makes it. He actually has to use more style than he has with just the like hardcore hitting, because they didn't know if that was going to do well when the first season came in.
Yeah.
That's why second season you get to see a lot more really good fight scenes, and you're like, ooh, that's good. Ooh, that's not bad either. Ooh, that's nice. And that's the thing, though. Like, here's the thing about any production. The first one is always the best, and the reason why is because they have to think creatively how to work with that budget, as well as they think creatively on how to make things as stylized or as best as possible for the audience. The problem with a sequel is everybody wants to try new things with it, and they have a bigger budget, so they can try those new things. So sometimes you put too much shit in the pot, and it boils over, and you fuck up.
True. I still think if there's going to be anyone within the immediate reach of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that may be one of the guys you want to go to. And you know what you even do? You go, all right, this is how much you have to work with. And just give him, and go, all right, this is the round figure that we've got, and go, we're gonna probably like cut that down by give him like 3/4 of that, and then if he decides to spill over, then we're not going to go over budget, and then watch him get creative with it. The cool thing about the cool thing about the Deadpool movie is that it's just so much gore. You're just like, wow, and everyone's smiling about it.
And, well, that's the thing. One of my favorite parts still of the movie isn't actually him doing anything more than launching a guy fucking probably about 100 miles per hour into the billboard, and you just hear the crunching of the bones. I was just like, ooh, that was cool.
Yeah. It was all
that. It was that moment you realize you were watching a Daredevil movie, and it's going to be fucking spot on. Now, we're talking about all these bad things. So let's talk about one more bad thing, shall we?
Oh, yeah.
So we were just talking about this earlier. Everything we know about cyber attack that crippled America's internet. Ooh, it crippled us. not really. I just couldn't check Twitter, and I wasn't too fucking worried about
I think
that.
I was sleeping
It's
when
like
it happened.
And apparently YouTube went down right after I got done streaming.
Oh,
so
did it?
It was me. Anyways, so Friday's DDoS attack on Dines or whatever you want to call it.
What is it called? Oh, yeah, Dines, I guess.
Domain name server was unpredicted. The attack utilized a botnet made up of Internet of Things, LOT devices. Think smart TVs, DVRs, and internet connective cameras to take down a major piece of the internet infrastructure. The results for most of Friday, people across the United States and some of the parts of Europe were unable to access sites like Amazon, Twitter, CNN, PayPal, Spotify, and more. Here's what we know so far. Who did it? This is the biggest question, and we don't have a solid answer yet. They don't fucking know anything. Not a single person knows shit.
Well,
somebody went, fuck your internet, hit a button. We all went, and they went, and they're all sitting there still scratching their asses. They got no idea. They're like,
it's like anything, dude. You know, until one group's like, we were the one. These guys did it. These guys did it. It's like, oh.
we are the goat. We are the dirty goat fuckers, and we did not like your depiction of goats, so we decided to fuck your internet up. I don't know. Here's the thing with this, guys. Okay, I think it's really, really funny. I think it's hilarious that, as me and Dibbs were talking about earlier, that there is no true protection against any of these kind of things.
Yep.
Or what people don't know is there actually is protection against these things. It's a secondary type of networking that you can actually get from your cable providers. The problem is these big servers don't use that. I do. That's why I can't be DDoSed, as well as I can't be backtraced, because if you go backtrace me, guess whose internet you're going to find? You're going to find the local police station's internet. That's who you're going to find.
Oh, sweet.
So a lot of folks don't know about it, and you can always ask Fox about it in my Discord if anybody wants to.
Yeah.
That includes you, Dibbs.
I'm keen.
Talk to him about it, but that's one of those things where apparently that's what it does, and you're able to set it up where you could set up a false information to be ran through your internet. And basically what happens is it basically feeds it back. Now what will happen is it'll ping my account. My account will be notified on all things. And guess what? At that point in time, I get to sit back and smile because I'm still streaming and you guys are fucked. That's what I mean. If somebody like me can just do that, why the fuck can't the government do something like that? Why can't the government think a little bit smarter outside the box and fix some shit up?
Because all the monies we need to spend on cheese and crackers. That's what it is. That's all it is, man. It's all the cheese and cracker money.
I got the fucking cheese and crackers. It's called smegma cheese for my nuts I can suck on.
Jeez.
Oh, so I will let Dibbs talk about this.
This next one is fucking got me a massive hard on. So literally, probably about an hour before we started doing the show, I watched this week's episode of Westworld. If you guys haven't seen it, freaking amazing, right? So this article here is we were all wrong about the Man in Black and Westworld. This is crazy spoiler territory, guys. So if you guys are like into Westworld, haven't seen it yet, all that sort of shit, man, just skip forward. Like,
get the fuck out!
5 minutes.
Run!
Man. Like 5 minutes. So what's happened? What's happened is there's a guy who's dressed in black, right? He's dressed in black and he's searching for the maze. Basically, he's trying to find what the hell this maze is. He scalped one of the hosts, and on the underside of his scalp there was like a maze with a little person inside of it. And he believes that is linked to one of the original creators of the park. He is saying that, because the original creator of the park actually died in the park, maybe he left some clues behind about how he died and like all that sort of stuff. They're pointing to this maze. There are some hosts there that know about this maze and sort of like point him in the right direction. He has to sort of like figure it out. But the big thing is like the guy in black, right? Stereotypically in like TVs, movies, all that sort of stuff, anyone who's dressed purely in black is like, oh, having said that, I'm wearing a black shirt and a black hat right now, right? But like, it's me.
Fucking villain.
Twiddle my moustache.
Men in Black are considered usually bad guys unless it happens to fall in the realm of, like Star Wars, where, Luke Skywalker wears all black all
Exactly,
the time.
exactly. So in this show, it's also a red herring that gets thrown out. So if you've ever seen the original Westworld movie, Yul Brynner, who is more famous for a musical called The King and I, that I watched a lot when I was a kid. I was weird as a kid. I watched all that shit, man. That shit was all my jam.
No,
up.
that shit was tight, man. That shit was tight.
He played a host yeah. Oh my god, dude. You want to break out in song right now? Let's do it. He basically played this host that wore all black. It was a host that, like, every day, obviously, the park gets reset, and then he has these memories that came through, and basically he went wild, and he was the main crazy guy going around killing everyone, right? Hunting after this main character, which draws weird tangents to two of the guys that are in the show right now. But because he was all dressed in black, I think that may have been around the time that stereotype was established. We see this guy come into the show, this character come into the show, all dressed in black, and everyone's sort of like, "Oh, is he a bad guy?" I got the same vibes. I'm like, "Is there something bad about him?" Because he's looking for something. But he knows that all the hosts in the park are fake. We have sort of sympathetic feelings towards them because, hey, look, maybe they are starting to feel and think for themselves. But he's trying to find this maze. He's trying to figure out why the original owner, why one of the original creators of the park had died, and his sort of story. And there's this awesome exchange between Anthony Hopkins and the main lady, who is the psychiatrist from Sopranos. Forgive me, I forget her name. They're sitting at this table across from each other, and basically Anthony Hopkins says, "Don't fuck with the park. It's mine, or I will fuck with you," and like, blatantly just goes, "I don't give a shit what corporate says about these storylines and all these things develop." He goes, "It's my park, I do whatever the fuck I want. I made this place, I'll make this place." And you go, holy crap, Anthony Hopkins isn't that eccentric old guy. It's like, oh man, he's made the park, they just kept him on, man, maybe he knows some stuff about it, he's trying to develop like all these cool new techniques to like continuously add to these hosts. No, there's something fucking there, man. I would beg to differ that maybe what happened is maybe the original park owner is still alive. He's inside the park, hidden somewhere, and hidden away from Anthony Hopkins. Anthony Hopkins probably tried to kill him. Take his share of everything, man. And he probably faked his own death. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to come out in the wash. It is freaking sick. If you guys haven't seen Westworld, I'm not even getting paid to say this shit. Go and check it out. It is freaking amazing. Go buy yourself HBO, whatever the fuck it is, for yourself and your nan, man. It's one of the best TV shows that I've seen probably since The Sopranos, actually. Yeah. Probably better than Game of Thrones, in my opinion. Yeah. Yes.
So talking about stuff that's coming out on TV right now. All the best, well, not technically TV, but TV as we know it.
Yeah.
All the best movies coming to and leaving Netflix in November 2016. Now, this is basically just the small list that we would like to talk about and like give you guys a little bit of update what's going on. So the stuff that's leaving this month is The Addams Family, the 1991 movie is apparently leaving. Almost Famous, which who gives a shit. Angel Heart, never watched it. Barnyard,
No.
That's a kid's movie.
Oh, right.
Bratz the movie, because that's a loss. Name off a couple of good ones. Let's just get to the good ones. So,
E.T.?
E.T. the Extraterrestrials leaving. A Crazy Nights is leaving, which is kind of saddening for me. Escape to Witch Mountain is also leaving, which that is the 1975 edition. Let's see, another one. Fatal Attraction's also leaving. Major League is also leaving. That's kind of saddening. Meet Joe Black is also leaving, which is actually a pretty good fucking movie. Besides that, I don't really see any other ones that are pretty good. Now, what is coming though, arriving this month. So in November, I'm not going to go over all of them because the Boondocks is also leaving in November 24th. That's actually
and the 1973 Robin Hood is leaving as well. I believe that's the animated one, right?
Yeah, I do believe so. Yeah. So November 1st, what's coming to there is actually a whole lot of nothing.
Hey, we're getting Candyman 2, bro.
I'm sorry, we get Cujo. We get Cujo.
Candyman 2, man. Like, why
Fuck
not?
Candyman.
Why
That
not?
is so bad.
Why
That's so
not?
bad.
I think I'm just looking down this list and trying to find if there is anything that is worth checking out. There literally is nothing in this list. November 18th. There's nothing.
There's not, and that's the problem. See, nowadays, here's my thing, guys. Here's my thing. Netflix really needs to stop. Like, Netflix personally needs to stop looking at picking up more movies and just needs to start picking up on making its own original IP. Because when they're making their own original stuff, it actually turns out to be a lot better than anything they pick up. And yeah, I mean, I can tell you right now, it's not a false statement. They've been making such great bounds and shit, and I understand they can't just keep on pumping stuff out as quickly as possible. That's going to take a little bit of time. But just with their Marvel stuff alone, they're proving that they are very much a studio that can handle their own shit, make really great content, and basically stand on their own two legs as content creators. On top of that, not only they've made that, but they've also made some really great comedy stuff. So, I mean, it's a pretty good deal, and I do recommend that they probably start doing that a little bit more. But that's just my opinion. So, moving on, though, we're going to talk about the last big article for the day.
This is spoiler territory, right? This is spoiler territory?
Yep, this is going to be spoiler territory. Now, I already know this. I haven't actually watched the episode yet, but I do read the comics. So, The Walking Dead season premiere wasn't worth it. Oh, that's good to know. That's good to know. So, as we said, guys, spoiler warning. If you guys don't want to hear any more, fucking leave the room now. Come back for the end so we can give you a good old clapping fart. Until then, though, we're going to read this shit. So, The Walking Dead had a major obstacle to overcome in the last night's Season 7 premiere after leading up all 6 seasons to the arrival of Negan. I always say his name wrong. And the promise of the main character's death, the show decided to postpone the reveal of who died to Season 7. Could this show possibly live up to the hype? And especially short answer, no. How could it? Okay, so basically what happened was, let's start from the very first problem, which is that even though we all called the mystery murder at the end of Season 6 as a cliffhanger, it wasn't really. We all knew the minute it was announced that Negan was coming to the show, and he would introduce him by killing a main cast member. And that's exactly what happened in Season 6. For all those that don't know and haven't seen this yet, let me inform you that in the comic book, he kills the little Asian dude.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, he killed the little Asian dude in the comic book. And that's, I think it's Kevin. No, is that his name? I can never remember their names. I'm the worst person with names. So basically, this basically is covering the fact that all this happened. But what happened was, what happens in the TV show is that left Abraham and Glenn. Negan killed them both. He killed both Abraham and Glenn. Sorry, the dude's name is Glenn. So he basically killed 2 main characters. And here's the thing: that doesn't happen in the comic book. So still, literally 3 people are left: Glenn, Maggie, and Abraham. So the show back into corner, some characters untouched because they're form foundation. There's Rick, Carl, because they are fan favorites. Mijan and Daryl, they can't kill them because everybody absolutely loves those 2. But here's the problem: they literally killed 2 of them, which was Abraham, which was the ginger military guy, and Glenn, who was the little Asian dude. And in the comic books, it's actually Glenn that does get killed. Abraham is actually left alive, if I remember correct. I have to go back and read the comic again. But, so, in the end, they choose the most 2 obvious characters. Thanks for having a summer to stew over. The 2 victims theory has plenty of time to dismantle around the nearest spear. But these are all theories right now. They actually haven't, I don't believe, shown who got killed just yet. Because I believe the first episode basically hangs as a giant cliffhanger. I haven't watched it yet, but I could be wrong. Basically, like, he could end up killing them all for all I know. It could be something even worse than that. The article goes on to talk about several different theories as well as things that could be ripped apart on this end. But guys, if you guys want to, here's my thing, guys. If you guys want to know more than what's going on, go read the comic. A, it's better. B, there's so much different with the comic than there is with the TV adaptation of it, and the comic is done so much better. It has got
Of course it is.
better characters, better villain setups, the whole 9 yards.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing that always gets me about TV shows. When you know the main characters are safe. So it doesn't matter what shit situation they get themselves into. Doesn't matter how crazy, how bad things get. You know they're going to be safe. This is what I love about the show The Pacific, is that you follow around for half a season this one guy who went to war, managed to get through the slog of it all, goes back stateside, gets enlisted, is a war hero. He's like, yeah, all this big fanfare, all this sort of thing. He goes, all right, I'm going back over, because oh well, he's a war hero, we're sending him on, right? Like all that sort of thing. The second he steps on the beach, he gets clipped, and that's it. Oh. And then it zooms out from him, and then goes to someone else in his company, and you're like, holy shit. That was okay. Fair enough. Like that moment was like, wow, no one's safe.
That's the thing. They do that. They do that in the comics. There are times, and apparently I was wrong. Apparently Abraham does die earlier on in the comics, but it wasn't by Negan. Negan didn't kill him. The thing is though, on this whole situation with it, they do kill off characters that are well known, that they've been there for a while. There are certain characters you just can't kill because they're the head character or they're the fan favorites. The problem with it though is they have taken so many different liberties with The Walking Dead at this point in time, because there's so many differences at this point in time that it's just pointless for me to even list them. It's kind of a clusterfuck at this point in time. My thing on the whole main characters being invincible, I understand the concept that these are the characters you're going to be following, but as you were just saying, it is fun to see it kind of get mixed up. Like if they had decided, hey, it'd be really great if we just kill off Rick. It just boom, yep. Rick died.
That's it.
I'd be the entire thing would be completely shocked. Would it be as good as a TV show without Rick? I think it would be. I think it'd be awesome to see one of the other characters have to step up and lead now and be the main focus for then on out. But that's just my opinion. Mm-hmm. I'm not a writer, or am I? Hey. But that's it for there, guys. I got nothing else to say on this subject whatsoever. It's Walking Dead. We all know we love it. We all know we like to burn it, talk about it, love it, and kick it in the head and shoot zombies with it. But on occasion, it likes to piss us off. Isn't one of them?
At the heart of all good entertainment, isn't that what it's supposed to do? Isn't that what it's supposed to do? It's supposed to challenge you and then make you love it and hate it at the same time. All right, guys. What we're gonna do is I think we're done. We're done for today. Guys. If you haven't already, head over to iTunes. It would be great if you guys can go over there and subscribe to us. Just look up Filthy Creatures Lab. We're there. It's definitely there. It's definitely a thing. These shows will go up. It's stateside the day that it actually is the day that we do it. So it's kind of cool. We do it a day earlier and then it shows up here. Also head over to filthycreatures.tv/podcast for all the archives, all that really cool stuff. Mr. Arc DK, if people want to find you, where can they go and find you on the internet?
You guys can find me on the internet anywhere just by looking up Arc DK. Hell, I even have my own porn site. Not really. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You guys want to follow me?
Or am I?
Oh, there it is. If you guys want to follow me, DIBBSGG, absolutely everywhere, left, right, and center, up, down, all that sort of thing. Make sure you guys also as well. We've got an awesome team over on Filthy Creatures stream team, both Beam and over on Twitch. If you just go filthycreatures.tv, there's actual things that will say one or the other. I'm padding that side out. We're gonna have profiles. We're gonna have interviews, all that sort of stuff that's gonna be coming down the tubes.
We're gonna have a giant ding dong pictures and Twinkies everywhere, boys. It's gonna be brilliant.
All right, guys. If we'll catch you guys tomorrow, man. See you soon. Oh, that was a wet one.
All right, I actually have to go grab my niece.
Not a problem, dude. That was